Deformability or the ductility of reinforced concrete structure is a necessity. Note the obvious differences of capability of concrete columns to take load after earthquake damage. The reinforced column with more stirrups, ductile reinforcing, has an obvious capacity to carry much more load than the column with less stirrups. You can see here in this columns, the picture which is shown, the column which is column at a ground column, they are going to be failure, they are failure at the ground level only. If their columns are failure, first basic concept about the structure is that columns and the beams. स्ट्रॉंग कॉलम आणि वीक बीम कॉन्सेप्ट काय सांगते आपल्याला, इफ कॉलम्स आर स्ट्रॉंग बट बीम्स आर बिकम वीक, तर काय करणार त्यांनी कॉलम काय पाहिजेत आपल्याला, पूर्ण स्ट्रक्चरचा जो लोड आहे तो कोण घेतं जास्तीत जास्त, दॅट ऑल द लोड्स विल बी कम बाय द टेकन ऑन द कॉलम्स. So that column should be in the strong position and weak should be that if columns become strong and the beams becomes weak, at that time also our building will become a safe building. बट इन द रिव्हर्स कंडिशन काय आपले काय झाले, बीम स्ट्रॉंग झाले आणि कॉलम जर वीक झाले तर काय होणार आहे, ऑटोमॅटिकली देअर विल बी अ फेल्युअर ऑफ द स्ट्रक्चर विल बी ऑकर. इन दिस सेम दे हॅव शोन इन दिस पिक्चर. तर कंडिशन कुठली तयार झालेली या ठिकाणी बघा, देअर इज अ कंडिशन लाईक अ वीक column and strong beam condition. So in such a condition, that is the weak column and strong beam condition, in that condition our building will become a weaker building. So that such a types of the lapses. And second thing is that from the top to the bottom, आपण लास्ट चॅप्टर मध्ये पण शिकलो की प्रिन्सिपल्स ऑफ अर्थक्वेक रेजिस्टंट डिझाईन. द प्रिन्सिपल, कुठलं प्रिन्सिपल होतं आपल्याला, बिल्डिंग इज सिमेट्रिकल, सिम्पली पाहिजे. नेक्स्ट त्यामध्येच पुढे जे काही प्रिन्सिपल होतं त्या प्रिन्सिपलमध्ये लिहिलं होतं की our building should be taking the load from top to the bottom and continuously transferring the load from top to the bottom towards the foundation and foundation towards the soil. But in this building picture you can see that bottom, that ground walls are not available, means that that ground story becomes a big story. So that we should make sure that all the beams, that all the columns should be over there with respect to filling of walls, that walls are not present, so from the top to the bottom, that all the loads will be come under the columns, and so that that column becomes weak for the first time, and so that that become a soft story. Okay, and for that purpose we have to make sure that from the top to the bottom, that uh, um, building should be building should be obeys the continuous load path method. Okay, from the top to the bottom, bottom towards the foundation, foundation towards the soil, means that whatever the load from the top towards the bottom will be going to be distributed, which will be distributed among the foundation towards the soil. If such a load path is not considered, not obeys, then such a types of the failure will be occur. So you can see these two circles which are shown with respect to the column. Such a types of the failure will be occur in the while earthquake loading. In the next picture you can see the improper lapping of the column. Improper lapping of the column bars. Means you can see there is a lapping they have made, but that lapping is not in a proper way, and so that there is a that destruction will be, or here failure of the column you can see here. Okay, the picture shows the damage concentration in the region of bars lapping because of interaction between overlapped bars and concrete for load transfer. The overlapping section suffers higher level of damages. Full stop. This interaction is further coupled with lack of stirrups, which has led to buckling of bars and loss of concrete. Okay, the pictures shows damage concentration in the region of bar, in the region of bar lapping. Full stop, because of interaction between overlapped bars and concrete for load transfers. In the overlapping section suffers the higher level of damages. Okay. You can see improper lapping of the bar. in this column there is a lapping they have made, and that is the improper, and so that there is a improper lapping, their bonding between the concrete and that steel is going to be reduced, and so that it will be reduces the ductility property of the material. Beam column joint, okay, that is also one of the important parameter to increase the ductility, that all the vertical and horizontal members they are connected with a strong bond. If there is a not connection which is in well position, then also that building will become a brittle building. That connection should be a strong connection. If connection is well, then building will behave the ductile behavior. You can see in RC buildings, the portion of columns that are common to beams at their intersections are called as beam column joint. Means the intersection between the beam column are known as the beam column joint. Repairing damaged joints is difficult, so damage must be avoided. बघा ज्या ठिकाणी जॉईंट आहे तर त्या जॉईंटच्या ठिकाणी जो काही रिपेअरिंग आहे दॅट शुड बी दॅट बिकम अ व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट अँड सो दॅट डॅमेज मस्ट बी अवॉइडेड सो दॅट वी शुड टेक केअर while planning while constructing of the building with respect to vertical and horizontal members with respect to the connection we have to take care so that if there is connection is good then there is a ductility power that ductility of the structure will be great. That behavior of the component will also the good. You can see here the beam column joint overlap volume common to the beams and the columns. You can see in the second picture also there is a vertical and one horizontal members. Beam column joint are critical parts of a building. They need to be designed. Under earthquake movement, the top bottom beams are pulls in opposite direction. If size of joint is small or concrete strength is low bar sleeves, joint undergo geometric distortion, and if the size is insufficient, diagonal cracks are occur and can be controlled by providing large column size, providing closure ties. Okay, you can see the loss of grip on beam bars in joint region. Distortion of joint, that is the causes of distortion, cracking and crushing of concrete. You can see here, this is also one of the type of failure of the column. There is a bond between this concrete and steel is weak, and so that region is that concrete region is going to be separated from the column, and so that steel becomes area becomes empty from the concrete, and so that there is a corrosion will be occur between the steel and the oxygen. In the interior joint, the beam bars need to be go through the joint without any cut in the joint region. Also, these bars must be placed within column bars and with no bends. ओके बघा या ठिकाणी जेव्हा आपण जेव्हा कॉलम कास्ट करत असं कॉलम आपल्याला जेव्हा कास्ट करायचे असतील त्यावेळेला आपल्याला काय करायला दॅट कॉलम पोझिशन शुड बी इन अ प्रॉपर वे दॅट शुड बी इन अ इक्विलिब्रियम पोझिशन while pouring of the concrete in that column that will be also in the equilibrium position in the vertical position. And the second thing is that whatever the steel reinforcement is there is a spacing, whatever. Second thing is that spacing between the bars, that all should be in a accurate manner. In this way, if we take, these are the points taken into account while planning and constructing of the building, our building will become a earthquake resistant building as far as the ductility property of the material. So as far as by taking the, by taking the review about the brittle material, and second thing is that the ductile material, we have to induce the ductility property into the material as far as compared to as the brittle nature is goes on decreases and ductility nature is goes on increases into the RCC member, so that the resistivity power under earthquake loads of the structure is goes on increases. And second thing is that our structure becomes a safer structure during the earthquake loading. Up to this we have seen. Remaining part we'll see in the next lecture.